Hello, welcome to the NCSS Parent University. My name is Dr. Jennifer Williams, and I'm the Instructional Technology Coordinator. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Adam Faal, the Director of Technology and Media Services. We will give you an overview of the tools that your children will be using this year in school. We will also share resources that you may want to use to enhance their learning experience, as well as keep them safe while in the virtual environment. So please sit back, take notes, and let's get started. So here is what we'll be talking about today. We'll be talking about My Launchpad, Canvas, Infinite Campus, Zoom, Classwise, and internet safety. So first up is My Launchpad. My Launchpad is our single sign-on portal. If you had a child in our school system last year, you're probably already familiar with our single sign-on such as Clever. This year, we're no longer using Clever, we're utilizing My Launchpad. To access My Launchpad, you can do one or two things. If you're using an NCSS issued device, when you first log into the machine, My Launchpad is the landing page, and you're good. If you're using your own device, go to launchpad.classlink.com/NewtonGA. Now, both of you can simply log in using your student sign-in credentials. The first step to having a great school year is being able to access the tools provided, and that all begins with logging into My Launchpad. So I want to take a moment to show you exactly how to do that. If your child, first let's go over the formula. It's your last name, the first initial of your first name, the first initial of your middle name, your 2-digit birth month, and the 2-digit birthday. So Jewel Alicia Williams was born January 24th, 2010. Her last name, the first letter of her first name, the first letter of her middle name, the 2-digit birth month, January is 1, so we would make it 01, and the 2-digit birth date, 24. Then the password is your student's lunch number. Now, if the child is a secondary student, then they have the option to change their lunch number. So it's whatever number they changed it to. Let's say right now you have no idea what your student's lunch number is. Well, you can do one of two things. One, you can just simply email and contact the teacher and ask for your student's lunch number. Or you can go to Infinite Campus and get the student number, which is also the lunch number. I'll show you how to access that later on in the presentation. So we totally know and understand the struggle of getting little ones to log into the computer and to other applications. That's why students in grades pre-K to 3 will utilize quick cards to access My Launchpad. A quick card is a card with a QR code on it that will send your child's credentials to My Launchpad for automated sign-in. So there'll be no tears, no struggle, just a quick way to help them log in. So please keep these cards in a safe place for daily use. You can get this card from your teacher. So if your student is in grades pre-K to 3 and you have not received the quick card yet, email the teacher and they can go ahead and get that out to you via email, or they can print it for you. When you land into My Launchpad, this is your landing page. The landing page of My Launchpad looks something like this. Each landing page has tools that your student has access to based on their school's choice of purchase programs and the student's grade level band. Since My Launchpad is a single sign-on, you simply point to access the academic resource and you're auto-signed into the platform. So For example, if your child's teacher said, hey, go to BrainPop and watch the videos on simple machines, your child will just simply go to my Launchpad, click on BrainPop, and it will take them to simple machines. There's no need to sign on. Each landing page has tools that your student has access to based on the school's choice of purchase programs and the student's grade level band. So if the student is a high school student, they more than likely won't have access to BrainPop Junior since that's for K-3 students. Of course, our learning management system, Canvas, is housed on my Launchpad, as well as their school textbooks and Google Drive. Up next is Canvas. Canvas is our learning management system, our LMS. How do you access Canvas, you wonder? Well, go straight to my Launchpad and the icon is there. You click on the icon and you'll be signed into Canvas. So, Canvas is our learning management system. It's the hub of our network where teaching and learning takes place for authentic engagement. It's where your student gets their assignments created by their teachers, where they participate and engage in classroom discussions with their peers, and where they take quizzes and other types of assessments. The grades that they receive in Canvas this year will be directly imported into Infinite Campus for better parent-teacher communication. Your students have access to their assignments, to discussions and quizzes, and they have access to their calendar here. When your student logs in, this is what their dashboard may look like. So it has their courses. It has their calendar, the inbox where they can directly email the teacher if they have a question, a problem, or a concern, and they can view the grades from the grade book. And this is all on the student dashboard. You'll notice here that on the top, your student has an account, and when they click in here, you'll have settings where you can change different things in the account. As a parent, you will be able to access Canvas too. You will have access to your students' courses, grades, and their calendar. You notice that it does not say that you have access to any of the discussions or any of the assignments, but you'll be able to see and preview the assignments, but you cannot access them. You will be able to see the grades. So let's take a quick walk through the app. So you can access all of these things through the Canvas parent app. So go to your iOS or Android device. Now there are 3 different Canvas apps. There's a parent Canvas app, a teacher Canvas app, and a student Canvas app. So make sure that you're downloading the parent Canvas app, which is blue. When you go to the parent Canvas app, the first question is, what's your school's name? Now, this is where it gets a little confusing, so that's why I want to show you this. You're going to type in Newton and choose Newton County School System Parents. So there are other places that have Newton, like Hanover, Newton, and there's another Newton High. So make sure you go to Newton County School System Parents, not Live Oak Elementary or Clements Middle School. You're going to type in what? Newton County School Systems Parent. Then you're going to go to the bottom of the screen and click Create an Account. After you do that, the final step is kind of confusing, so I'm going to walk you through this step as well. Since Canvas builds in various levels of security, it requires you to add your information as well as a parent code from your student's account. You do this by going to your student's account. So remember I showed you that on the last page? You go to your student's account. On the left-hand side, you're going to click Settings. Then after you click Settings, on the right-hand side, under Ways to Contact, you'll see Pair with Observer. So I'm back at the app. You're going to type in your name, your email address, You're going to put a password and enter the same password twice, right? Then you're going to type in the student's parent code, peering code. Where do you get that peering code? Right here, peer with observer. When you click on that button, peer with observer, you're going to get a 8-digit code. It's going to show up a code. You're going to take that code and type it in here. This is for your students' security because we don't want just anyone accessing their information. We want the correct people accessing their information. And that's how Canvas helps keep your child safe. Now, I shared so much information with you so far just on my Launchpad and Canvas, and I don't want to overwhelm you. I know that this can be overwhelming and stressful. So I want you to know that you're free to review this and other important information anytime you want. You don't have to remember this. It's not something that's going to be like, oh my goodness, she said it once and it's over. Nope. That's why we created this page for you. It's called the Parent Connect. The Parent Connect is an entire course created just for you, the parent. You can find videos and step-by-step guides to help you navigate our virtual tools all year long. Let's take a minute and look at it. So, the first thing you'll notice is that when you get on the landing page, you have access to various modules. So there are 10 modules. The first module is the Newton Virtual Experience module. The next is the Canvas module. Let's take a minute and look at that one. When I click on the module icon, it takes me directly to the module that I'm looking for, Canvas. I do not have to go in order. I can just pick and choose what I want to see at a specific time. So if I want to know how to access the parent app, when I click that button, parent app, it's going to link me to a page all about the parent app. The page will link you to the Spanish guides on using the parent app or the step-by-step English guides. When you click here, you'll see the step-by-step guides taking you each and every step, kind of how I just showed you. But you can also watch the video. The video, in case you're someone who is a visual learner, you can go ahead and watch the video in real time, and it will go ahead and show you step-by-step how to navigate the parents app as an observer and be able to go in and see what's going on in your student's class. But that's not the only thing that is inside of the Newton Parent Connect. We also have modules on Zoom, on Infinite Campus, on My Launchpad to help you navigate the learning experience. So these 4 are the ones that you definitely want to go ahead and look through in case you need help and want to know more information. The Newton Virtual Experience module is kind of how do you get started in virtual learning here in Newton County Schools. It gives you information that you may need, and it will be updated throughout the year. So there's a getting started with virtual learning, and there's a checklist available for you. A page about academic honesty, about the code of conduct and the handbooks available for elementary, middle school, and high school students. It's a tab about the grading policies, about attendance, and tips and tricks for virtual learning. There are 2 special modules, of course, here for you that's going to link you directly to other websites. And the first one I want you to know about is the Title I Continuous Parent Communication website. Dr. Kara Richardson is our Title I Parent and Family Engagement Coordinator. Her name is Dr. Kara Richardson, and she has all information about Title I schools and parent and family engagement here. If you need to contact her, her contact information is richardson.cara, C-A-R-A, at newton.k12.ga.us. And I'll show you that later on as well. We have the acceptable use policy, letting you know what's acceptable and unacceptable in using our equipment. A module that will help you with internet safety. And this link is going to take you to Rethink Ed for social emotional learning, help, and resources. But one of the most important tools available to you is this tool, the Help module. I'm going to click there now. When I click the Help module and I need help, those first 2 weeks of school, it's going to be frustrating if you don't know who to contact, right? Well, no worries, we got you. You click on this button and you have support. And this matrix really helps you understand who do you need to contact for help. Most of the time, the first line of support is the teacher. You'll notice that, right? But there are also technical support available to you. So if you're having a hardware issue, like a Chromebook or a hotspot that's not working properly, then you want to email technical support right away. So how do you figure out who's in technical support? Just scroll on down and here you go. Every school has a technical support email address. So the technical support for Indian Creek Middle School, this would be the ICMS-tech support at newton.k12.ga.us. So if you have a child who is in two schools and both of them are experiencing technical problems, then you don't have to contact the person at this school if they went to Indian Creek. You can also contact them directly at their elementary school. So it would be South Salem, then this would be the tech support number or email address, I'm sorry. So very important information. Finally, parents, we have a little bit of homework available. So right now we're trying to make sure that all our students can access all of the tools here within Canvas. So we created a assignment for them. And we would like for them to complete this assignment, hopefully by Monday. But if not by Monday, try to do it Tuesday, sometime this week, so we know whether or not your child is able to access all of the resources necessary. So it's the first week, getting to know Canvas module. And there are 3 assignments. There's a welcome page. The first assignment is going to be a discussion. And we need them to reply to the question, how do you feel about coming back to school? And are you excited? Are you nervous? Are you worried? How do you feel? And why do you feel this way? The next activity is a quick quiz. Don't worry, it won't count as a real grade, but it's a quiz to let you know, let us know that you can access quizzes and know how to submit one. And then the last one is a assignment, which is what are your thoughts about Canvas so far? Do you like it? What do you like best? Are you trying to still figure it out? And what are you confused about? So they're going to submit that. So 3 simple, it should take them less than 5 minutes to do these, really, unless they're in pre-K or kindergarten, they may need some help from you typing in the answers. But this should be a really quick way for them to get access to Canvas and let us know that they are able to get in. Let's say they do not see the assignment, they cannot type it in. Go ahead and send a teacher an email first and say, hey, I'm trying to access the Getting to Know You Canvas assignment and I don't have access to it, please help. And then after that, if there's a problem, the teacher will directly contact tech support for you. So that is our Parent Connect page. If you notice at the bottom, it says click here for the student orientation course. The great thing about this is our team thought about what else you may need. You may need to sit with your student maybe every single day for a few minutes and help them go through the student orientation course. The student orientation course will help your student learn how to utilize Canvas tools, such as how to change settings, how to get notifications, how to pin things to their calendar, how to use the navigation features, as well as the discussion features. So how do you get to Parent Connect, right? That's an obvious question that everybody wants to know. Well, I'm going to show you right now. You're going to go to our school systems website, newtoncountyschools.org. You're going to go over to the top right-hand corner to where you see parents. You're going to click the parent icon. And then you're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom to 2020 Virtual Parent University. When you click that, it's going to take you to the Parent University page. And you're here. Okay, so now you know how to get to Parent Connect. So I told you when we were inside of our Parent Connect that Dr. Kara Richardson is the Parent and Family Engagement Coordinator. Please contact her directly if you have any questions regarding Title I and any questions about engagement with your school. Next up, we're going to talk a little bit about Infinite Campus and the parent portal. So Infinite Campus is our student information system. Here, you can access graded information, student attendance, documents such as report cards, and students' daily schedule. So earlier, I told you that if you want to know what your student's lunch number is, when you log into the parent portal, underneath their name, it says student number. You can access the student number right there. You'll also be able to see your student schedule and any assignments that were put in Infinite Campus as a graded assignment. You also have access to the grades, the gradebook updates, their schedule, and any documents such as report cards. If you have more than one child, then you can use this account and to link all your children. So all your children will be linked with you once you enter your information into the parent portal. So here's Andrew student and Lydia student. If I want to toggle between them, I can just click this little drop up box and then click on which student I'm trying to get information on. This year, they've updated the portal, and now you can update your contact information. So if you have a change of phone number, email address, or address, you can go ahead and type it into the parent portal directly. If you have any questions about the Infinite Campus parent portal, that is directly through student services. So Infinite Campus is run through our student services department. The director of student services is Mr. Darren Barry. If you need to contact him, please feel free to contact him directly. So I'm going to transition now, and I am going to turn it over to Dr. Adam Fall. He is the Director of Technology and Media Services here at Newton County Schools, and he's going to take you through Zoom, Classwise, and internet safety.
Thank you, Dr. Williams. You've done an amazing job thus far. I started to let you just keep going because I think you had this all under wraps so far, but I guess that wouldn't be fair, would it? All righty, so Zoom. Zoom is a product that I think at this point everyone is pretty familiar with. Zoom is the conferencing platform that we started using here in the district for this school year. This meeting that we're doing right now is being utilizing Zoom, but we are broadcasting it on YouTube. I think everyone has attended a Zoom session at this point, whether it's from Newton County, via church, family group, or whatever the case may be. And so we're pretty familiar with Zoom, but also we've heard different stories out there on the news about how things could go awry utilizing a video conferencing. So we just want to kind of go over what Zoom is and how we're going to utilize it and steps we're going to take to make sure our students and teachers are safe. So with our Zoom, it is a conferencing tool that's going to allow for face-to-face interaction between our teachers and students and parents, because we'll be also utilizing some Zoom resources for open house. So with Zoom, it's going to allow our teachers to not only use video conferencing, but also for audio. So if you're in a situation where your Zoom platform is not giving you the video speed that you need, you can also just dial in with a conference number that can be provided by your teacher. We've had a lot of parents question, hey, what happens if my child gets kicked out of Zoom, or if something goes with our power or internet or whatever the case may be? We understand things happen. Right now, this is new to everybody. I said it earlier, this is our first pandemic. Hopefully it's yours as well. And so we have a plan in place, but we are adjusting it as need be. We understand that this is a very fluid situation. So as I stated earlier, we're patient with all of our students and families. So just be patient with us as well as we kind of work through this as we get things started. But it's very important that parents are encouraging their students to attend their class sessions if they are participating in the synchronous portion of their class, and they're not required to have their cameras on. The teachers may ask that the student turn their camera on because they want to see their smiling face and they want to have that social interaction, but it's not required to keep it on through the entire period. Or if the student doesn't want to have their camera turned on, there's not required to have their camera on as well. As you see right now, I'm presenting and I don't have my camera on. I could turn it on or off, but it's one of those things that we're kind of leaving up to the end user to decide. We want to go over a few of the tools that are available and in Zoom. So they have the ability to mute and unmute. The teacher will have their session set up where all users will be muted upon entry, and you have the ability to start and stop your video. If the student is utilizing their Zoom through the Chromebook, there'll be a few features that'll be a little different. For example, on the Chromebooks, they don't have the virtual backgrounds on those platforms, but you can also utilize Zoom if you want to on a mobile device. So I had someone ask me, I can get Zoom works better on my cell phone than it does on the Chromebook. By all means, utilize your cell phone if you want to for your Zoom meeting. You don't have to utilize the district device to participate in Zoom. Whatever platform that you are comfortable with participating in Zoom, you can do so. The security, there's a line through this because I want to make sure everyone understands that for security, that is going to be on the teacher side. The participant, that is a tab that students will be able to use, and I'll show you that on the next slide where they'll be able to use participant to raise their hand. Teachers can enable or disable a chat, but the chat is used to communicate with the teacher or class discussions, and the ability to share screen. The teacher will be the one that will be doing the screen share, and they have the power to assign the ability to share screen to a student, and they can take that away at any point in time. But no one that's participating in a Zoom meeting can share their screen without the teacher's permission or the instructor's permission. Polling is something that the teacher can do to push out questions to get immediate feedback from their students. And teachers will be recording the sessions for posting on their Canvas site at a later time so students can review if they had any time where they got disconnected or they just wanted to see that information again. Closed captioning is something that the end user can turn on, and it's as accurate as it can be as it's reading. If those of you have done speech to text on your cell phones, it's about that accurate. So you may have a few words that are out of context there, but it does a pretty good job. Breakout rooms is a feature that teachers will utilize to put students in smaller groups to have discussions or to work on projects. Ms. Brooke Ramsey mentioned this would be a tool that could be utilized in some of the special education settings, and some of the gifted ed and regular ed, as I mentioned, would all be utilizing breakout rooms. So it's really nothing that the student has to do. The teacher sets it up on their end, and it moves students into different rooms that the teachers can hop in and out to provide different support for those students. And the student could leave the meeting at any time, but the teacher will end the meeting for all users. So we don't have to worry about anyone being in the Zoom room without teacher supervision. A few security measures that we have in place. We have waiting rooms turned on for Zoom. So teachers have the ability to let users in and out of their Zoom rooms. So no one will be allowed in without the teacher's permission. So our teachers are controlling that ability. We also are encouraging our teachers to create their Zoom sessions inside of Canvas. So that allows another layer of security. So students would have to go to the Canvas classroom to then access the link to enter Zoom. In the spring, when you saw different news stories about unwanted visitors in Zoom meetings, a lot of times we were having cases where, not in Newton County, in other places, where people were posting these Zoom links publicly on their website. And so just random people were seeing those links and clicking on and joining those meetings. But now, by having the security of Canvas, it allows another layer of security to get into Canvas and then get the Zoom link. Also, we are working on having it set up where only students and teacher accounts will be can sign into those Zoom meetings as well. So we're looking at ways to keep our students as safe and secure as possible in this digital learning platform. With our Zoom, as I mentioned earlier, when the student goes to participants, it gives them the ability to raise their hand. And when they raise their hand virtually, teachers can see which student has raised their hand, and they can call on that student. They can unmute that student. They can message that student directly and say, do you want to type your question or do you want to speak? And can easily unmute that student and allow them to ask their question. They can quickly poll for yes and no, and students can kind of give the teacher a little feedback and say, okay, yeah, I understand. We all understand this. You can go a little faster, or could you slow down because I'm getting lost? And the teacher sees that, the rest of the class would not see that. So it lets the student have that kind of quick feedback to the teacher, and teachers can make adjustments to their instruction. All right, Classwise. Classwise is a component of our content filter, Linewise, and we are always working to keep our students safe and secure. All of our student Chromebooks and laptops that we've issued out are utilizing Linewise, which is our content filter, which keeps students secure on site or off site. So no matter what network they are joining, they are going through our content filter, so it keeps them from getting to inappropriate websites or material. Classwise allows us to also see what's going on student devices, and in addition to that, be able to redirect students when needed, because we know sometimes our students can get a little distracted as they get on the internet and start doing things. Classwise allows teachers to see what students are doing, kind of limits their resources, and focuses them on what they need to be doing at that current time. But I have a little video in here that's going to give you a quick synopsis of Linewise. And so at this time, I'm going to start this video and you will see what it's all about.
Classwise enables teachers to view, monitor, and control digital learning activities in the classroom. Teachers can create classes and groups of students, schedule lesson times, and manage classroom internet use. The usage dashboard shows students, apps and websites, unique activity, and blocked sites. Teachers can drill down to see class or individual student internet use. Student internet access can easily be focused to specific applications for a set duration. Teachers can also create internet rules that are automatically applied when the class is in session. In this example, class internet has been blocked, but educational apps and websites are allowed. For Chromebooks, the Screens page shows screen captures of student devices. For other devices, a list of currently active apps and websites is shown. Teachers can block an app for a specific student or disable internet access for students. Classwise enables teachers to reward engaged online behaviour, address inappropriate internet use, and focus student attention to lesson-relevant applications and websites. To learn more about Classwise, visit linewise.com.
All right, so hopefully that gave you just a quick overview of like what Linewise is and Classwise and how we're utilizing those to keep our students safe and secure in Newton County. The next piece that I want to talk about is internet safety. We know this is something that is an issue, whether you're talking about digital learning, what we're doing right now, or whether we're dealing with during COVID, where every student everywhere is now going to be utilizing some digital platforms. We want to make sure that our students are safe, and not only the students are safe, but parents understand the tools and resources that are available to them, because this is a 24/7 job, as we all know, to make sure that our students are safe. And I say that as a parent of 3 children that can get online and do various things. So I want to make sure that I'm keeping my children safe as well. And so for internet safety, one of the resources that we have is Common Sense Media. This is a publicly funded nonprofit website that has a ton of resources for you. And there's a link in the description of this video that we're sharing right now if you want to pull that up. But I'm going to go ahead and share some of the things that are on that site once you pull it up. When we go to the link, it goes to Wide Open Schools, which is their back to school guide for families. And it has some really great resources that you can utilize, whether we're dealing with equity and social justice, internet access and devices, learning and thinking differences, and family services. So these are some really amazing resources that have been archived and they've been posted for us to utilize. They have tips based on student age groups. So I can see students grades K through 5, 6 through 12. There's resources for parents on how to manage your own personal devices with your student. So if you're wondering how can I monitor or set different filters within my own home internet, you can easily do that because all of your internet service providers, whether you are an Xfinity or a Spectrum home user, they have some type of features that allow you to filter your students' devices within your home. But shh, don't tell your kids because they probably didn't know that. But now you can also add to protecting your child at home, having conversations around cyberbullying and things of that nature. So really great archived resources that you can utilize at home to supplement what we're doing in schools as well to keep our students as safe as possible as they're online. Because as I mentioned earlier, they won't always be under our umbrella. So we want to make sure that you are giving that guidance as well. So I clicked on student activities at the very top. And when you do that, you can see you have preschool resources, pre-K, grades K through 2, 3 through 5, 6 through 8, 9 through 12, and even content for teachers. And so we're also sharing these resources with our teachers so they can supplement this in their instruction with students as well, because we all know it takes a village. And so we're all in this together and definitely want to make sure we're all have the tools and resources that we have to help support our students as we go through this new normal, which is our digital learning. The next piece that we want to go back to, and I think Dr. Williams did an amazing job. Her and her team worked extremely hard in putting this together, but our parent guides and resources page under Parent University. I cannot stress this enough, ladies and gentlemen. This is where you really want to go to get a lot of ongoing tips, ongoing resources and tools on how you can support your learner in digital learning. Because even when we all come back face to face, which we hope is sooner than later, it allows you to continue to support that student because we're still going to be utilizing my Launchpad. We're still going to be utilizing Canvas and Zoom and some of these other tools to some degree. So definitely, we want you to have all the information as possible as a parent. As I mentioned earlier, I'm a parent of 2 Newton County students, and I want to make sure that I'm involved with my children's learning just as much as you are as well. And as we stated earlier, we have our technology support for virtual learning. Each school has a dedicated email address. And we also have a phone line that's available during the work hours starting on Monday. And you can call that support line or email. Now we did have some people who've emailed this past week, and someone that said earlier that they were waiting for a response on their support ticket. Let me apologize if you've emailed and you've been waiting. The team has been working feverishly to deploy as many devices as possible this week, so we are getting caught up with email support and have a really awesome team. I must say that a really dedicated team to the tune that they are actually working on some of these emails as we speak. They are working on the weekends because we want to make sure that we're providing that support that everyone needs in this space. We all are aware that this is not the most convenient situation that we're in, and we're all trying to make the best out of it because we are all in this together. So at this time, if there are questions, we do have the link to the questions in the descriptions on the YouTube page. Feel free to click on that link and submit your questions to us, and we'll try to answer as many of those as we can. So once again, in the description on our YouTube video, you will see the link to a Google form that has the questions there. You can go ahead and submit your questions, and we will try to answer those, as many of those as possible. Let's see. Someone says that their child's name is spelled incorrectly in the system. So if you notice that there is an incorrect spelling of your child's name, please contact your school, and they will get you to your school registrar, and they will be able to make that change in the system. So contact the school, and they will put you in connection with the registrar, and they will be able to walk through the process of adjusting your student's information or whatever steps needs to be taken to make that change for your student.
I have a question. I see a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can you access multiple children with the one parent account for Canvas? Yes, you definitely can access multiple children. What you want to do is once you have the app, you're going to go ahead and click Manage Students, and then you're going to add the plus student. So you can add another student and you have to get their unique peering code as well. So I would suggest you have the peering codes available first and then go ahead and add as many children as you need to add.
Mhm. And someone has asked in an earlier session, and I don't see it here, and I didn't mention it. I know some of you may have gone to a school and were not able to pick up a Chromebook because the supply may have run out of that location, and you completed a form and we got your information. As I stated earlier, I have an amazing team that's working on that right now. They are getting a count and running through those names. So you can expect an email or a phone call from that that you provided to us to pick up your device early next week. So we're starting like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to try to fill as many of those as possible starting early next week. So we want to make sure students have the resources that they need. We do understand also that there is a gap in internet access. And unfortunately, we do not have enough resources to provide every single student with a hotspot. I wish we could, but there are just not enough resources available to do that. But what we are trying to do is meet the need of as many families as possible. And we're also working to provide locations that can support internet access. We just received a grant from the state to provide 27 mobile wireless access points at various locations. So we're working with certain providers that we know are going to be hosting students during the day to provide access to those as soon as we get those resources in. And we're working with other partners. Some of you may have received a letter from Spectrum to also have internet access as well. So we are trying as many ways as possible as we can to provide internet access to all of our families during this unprecedented time.
Okay, here's another question. I don't know how to connect the hotspot. Can you help me? Well,
There should have been a little card in your box that looks something like this that steps you through how to connect your internet hotspot. If not, we will add in the description the link to Khajiit, which is the supplier that we use, and they have the directions there on how to connect your hotspot. Or you could also email the tech support that's on the screen for your particular school, and we will get to you as well. So those are a few options that you have there. It should be a card in there that steps you through that process. If not, I will post in the description of the video support for the Khajiit hotspots, and you can utilize that. Or you could then put in a tech support email, and they will get to you.
all right, here's another question. Please advise who can assist me with setting up a device? It's kind of similar to the last question, but definitely tech support. So tech support is one way that they can help you set up the device, meaning one of our Newton County school system devices. If you've purchased a device, you might want to go ahead and go on Google. Google is a great tool to help you learn how to set up your personal devices.
All right, someone says, my child received a laptop and I signed up for a laptop and a hotspot. The man whom gave us the Chromebook said the hotspot is built in. Well, some of our laptops that are deployed, if you had if the model is an HP device, those are actually a cellular devices. So those work similar to your cell phone. So you don't need a separate hotspot for those. They actually will connect to the cellular network, and you'll be able to utilize those without manually adding them to a hotspot. So those are those HP Chromebooks, and I believe a lot of those were distributed at South Salem, Liberty, and Oak Hill. So those are some locations that receive those devices. All right, so someone asked, if our students are using their personal Windows 10 computers at home, do we need to do anything special to connect? So no, you don't have to do anything special to connect on those. The main thing is utilize Chrome is the web browser of choice. So if you don't have Chrome installed on your Windows machine, I suggest you go ahead and install Chrome on the Windows machine. All the links will be accessible through my Launchpad. So if the students, the link once again is in the description of this video, and utilize that, they'll be able to access that. And then we also, to make life easier, once you download Chrome, if the student then signs into the Chrome browser with their student credentials, it will load all the resources into their Chrome web browser on the Windows machine. So that's something that we encourage you to do as well, is to download Chrome and then to sign into that Chrome web browser with your Newton County information.
Okay, here's one. My child's Canvas account does not show any courses and is unable to complete the first assignment due on the 31st. How can I view his courses? Well, some schools have been updating their rosters, so I'm sure they're probably working on your the school's roster, and it will be updated any day now. So just keep checking back, and once your child has courses populated, then they'll be able to do the assignment.
All right, someone said when they're opening Launchpad using a quick card, they're being asked to confirm their network password. Should their network password? If there's a network password, is referring to your internet network. Now, before a quick card is used, the student must sign in one time to the machine. And once they've signed into the machine with their information that's manually typing it in, they will be able to use the quick card. So you do have to sign in one time using your student's credentials, and then the quick card will work after that. So one time manually must be signed in. After that, the quick card will work for future use. But if it's your network password, you need to join your wireless network that you're utilizing. So whether that is your home internet network, you need to join that Chromebook or device to it. Or if you have a hotspot, you need to get the password for your hotspot that's on it and join your network. And like I said, you should have a card with the directions on how to display the password for your hotspot and join it. Like I said, if you don't have your card, I will add in, after this video is completed, I will add in the description the link to Khajiit for support, so you can get that hotspot information. Someone says that they have signed their child up, but they haven't gotten a call from anyone. That is correct, because we've just finished deploying for the first week. And so the technology team is working right now to consolidate all their numbers, and some of them will be doing calls today, Sunday, and Monday to try to make sure we connect with the parents and let them know their status on receiving a book. So if you haven't heard anything from somebody by Tuesday, definitely you can email me and we'll see what we can do for you for a device, for a Chromebook or a laptop. As I said, we are out of the hotspots, so we are really trying to figure out the best way to deploy those for those that have submitted those. All right, someone is saying their network available, no network available on your device. If you can, because you're, I guess one of your schools is probably Oak Hill or South Salem. If you don't mind, if you can put in an email to that tech support, the tech at that particular school will be able to walk you through some troubleshooting steps to get you online on that device. And as Dr. Williams mentioned earlier, the tech support for virtual learning, these are the best emails for like hardware concerns, like you can't access something, your machine is not working properly. Those are probably immediately for tech support. If you are already signed into Canvas and you're having trouble finding an assignment, or it's not letting you submit your assignment, I would strongly encourage that needs to go to your teacher, because they can probably walk you through what you need to do to access that resource in that particular classroom. And we do have a flow chart that was in here earlier. So this is one of those things where we're all in this together. We're all trying to work through and figure out some of the best ways to solve some of these problems. And so question again about logging into the parent portal and the key. Dr. Williams, what was the information if they're having parent portal problems?
If you're having a problem getting into parent portal,
Yes.
then they would want to go ahead and contact Mr. Darren Berry, the Director of Student Services. Berry.Darren. Thank you for going back. There we go. So if that's not working correctly and you've typed in everything, you've double checked, then you would contact Mr. Berry. He is the Director of Student Services and he's in charge of Infinite Campus. He can make sure that it gets corrected for you.
All right, so thank you, everyone. And we will have 2 more of these sessions starting at 1. We'll have from 1 to 2 and 2 to 3. We're going to take a brief intermission. I think Dr. Williams and myself may need to stand up and stretch our legs, and then we'll be right back. So if you were able to get some information and you know someone who may have some of these same questions, definitely share the link. It takes a community, so we need everyone here who's participating to help us get the word out. Definitely share the resources with your family, with your friends, your church groups, your knitting groups, your bridge clubs, whatever you, your spades clubs. Get that information out there because we want to make sure that everyone has the resources that they need to get their students started. And as I said before, we know that this is new to everyone. Don't worry, we got you. We will take care of you. Everybody have a great day, and we'll be back at 1 p.m. Bye.
Bye.